What's the deal, y'all? JR to Air, and we are back with season 3 of Colorblind Conversations. It feels good to be back. I took a long break. You guys probably didn't notice it was as long as it was because I just loaded up on episodes, but honestly, I haven't been home to the studio in about 3 months. So I'm back, and I didn't want to come back unless I had a conversation I really wanted to have. And lo and behold, one of my favorite returning guests decided to hit me up.
Had to.
One of the most controversial person in his city for trying to push his city forward.
Yeah, I hate that.
In that fashion, I really do relate to his plight. My boy Dejon Paul, how we doing, brother?
What's up, boss?
Welcome back.
Thank you for having me pull up. This was my favorite stop on the press run last year.
For real?
Yes, this was my favorite interview. You made me look a little fat, but outside of that camera angle,
do I look like one of the cameramen? That's not a me thing.
Your cameraman made me look a little fat. But
Mark,
I'm back.
What the fuck?
I'm back. I look slimmer this year, and I'm here to talk about the new report card.
We talking about everything, but we're just gonna start with the report card, okay? Is that fair?
It's your show, yeah.
Thank you. Okay, bet. So, what year are we into the report card?
This is the fourth year, the fourth one. Time is flying.
Okay. And do you want to talk about some highlight moments from the report card over the years?
Oh, man, the report card has changed my life. I feel like the same way it's changed the LA rap scene. It's challenged me. It's challenged me to be better. It's challenged me to be professional. I'm learning I can't say certain things, or I'm not supposed to say certain things. And I'm held to a higher or different standard than I was 4 years ago or 3 years ago when I posted the first one. So it's definitely, but the highlights, I mean, it took me to major labels. It's put me in rooms with powerful people like Elliott Wilson and Mustard. That's probably one of my highlights when Mustard co-signed it in that first LA Rapper workshop. Told another media figure, "No, you're wrong. The report card is good for us," and then co-signed it. Being featured in Los Angeles Times twice, LA Times twice.
The first one was for the 2021 cover?
No, the first time I was in LA Times was because of the report card. When I wore that green Louis Vuitton sweater that everybody memes.
The iconic one?
Yeah. Thank you. I'm glad you said that. Because I was going for iconic teddy bear with that look.
But I feel like that shit has been used in memes, GIFs. I just watched a Big Chat Small Worlds video on you. They used that in the thumbnail.
The downfall of Dejon Paul.
Yes, they re-rocked that shit for everything.
I was like, wow, I'm so important. This channel is making a downfall of Dejon Paul video. Like, that's crazy. But I did have that Louis Vuitton sweater on. Yeah. It is an iconic look.
Oh my soul, bro. That picture has stood the test of time for sure.
Yeah, so that's the main highlight during that first LA Times interview for sure.
Okay. And before this year, who was the person who tripped on you the hardest over their grade on a piece of paper that you made on
probably say
Canva and posted on Instagram?
Right, X4.
X4 tripped
when
on
he was in jail. Like, I think it was last year or was the year before that. He was in jail and he was upset that he wasn't on there. And I was like, nigga, you're in jail. You have bigger things to worry about. But he's on there this year because he's out. Shout out to X4.
No, I'm big on that too. I did like a San Diego Power Rankings thing back in like 2021.
Fire.
Like a bunch of big media pages posted it and shit. And I made it a point not to post any incarcerated rappers because like your momentum stagnated. It's not really fair.
It's not fair. That's why I say Blueface or shout out to Savvy Third, Free Savvy. Certain artists aren't graded this year. I think it was last year, X4 and Treyway wasn't grading it. X4 and Treyway both made posts from jail about not being on the report card. But it's, I don't grade deceased rappers. I grade or deceased or incarcerated rappers. That's why at the bottom of the card it says "Long Live Nipsey Hussle, Draco, Simple Honey, Key Riches, Money Sign Suede." If I had more room, I would have put "Long Live," Say So to Mac, R.I.P. Catchy the Great.
R.I.P. Say So. R.I.P. all the stinks. It's been crazy for them.
Yeah, R.I.P. Catchy for sure, and Say So.
One question before we get into this list, just because you made me think of the stinks in particular, how do you feel about posthumous albums?
If it's done right, like I want a Nipsey Hussle posthumous album. I would love a sophomore album from Nipsey. If it's a state and family could put it together. I've heard some unreleased stuff from him that I'm like, okay, that'll work for an album. So hopefully it's feasible.
No, for sure. It just has to have the right hands putting it together.
Or right
it has
curation.
To be like already been curated by the artist. Like most of Mac Miller's work, like that album he just dropped.
Okay.
That was an already completed body of work.
He already had that composed.
Yeah,
okay.
The swimming tape, like all the music that's come out. He has a whole tape with Pharrell that's still like in the cut. Like all that.
That's good.
that's already completed. That's his vision. And that's why it's always just kind of like for me, whether it's like say it was a Nipsey or like an X or a Juice WRLD, it's like, this isn't how the artist wanted to portray their art. We don't even know if this was ever supposed to come off the cutting room table. And
yeah, but I mean, circumstantial wise, they're not here. So I salute an estate for wanting to give that person's fan base the music. Like we want another Nipsey album. So for his estate or family to put together a project without him being here to sequence it or put final touches on it or XYZ, I still as a fan would appreciate it. It's touchy. It's touchy and it's tricky, so I understand it from every angle. But being selfish as a fan, I want the Nipsey posthumous album. But I know that it's not an easy feat for the family because he has such a high standard.
If you are going to do something like that, my last point on this before we get on the report card, I ain't trying to go on a tangent. Sure. But my last point on that is like, if you are going to do something like that, bring in the people he was actually creating with on a normal basis who are here. Like his engineer.
That'd be good.
His engineer is vital.
Mike and Keys, 1500 nothing, Dom.
All those people need to have their hands in it. Yeah, the family's insight is important, but the people who actually know how he packaged his product.
His musical family too.
Absolutely.
Not just Bino Rideau. Yeah, his musical family as well. His frequent collaborators would know best. Like, oh nah, Nipsey wouldn't like it like that. He would want it like this. And all they can do is try their best. So I think I speak for the city when I say we'll like a new Nipsey project.
Hell yeah. No, I could definitely agree. Now let's talk about all these niggas you got mad, okay?
Oh man.
So we are at the
rappers.
2025 Rap Report card.
Yes, sir.
That is a crazy thing to say. And I'm just gonna go through this real quick and point out some of the homies. Are there any people whose grades went up significantly that you were surprised by?
Ralphie the Plug, I would say most improved.
Is it because you two are like buddies now, or
I'm not buddies with Ralphie the Plug?
Oh, okay.
In fact, Ralphie was supposed to have me on his stream this week, and he didn't. So I'm certainly not buddies with Ralphie at the moment.
His stream during the election was hilarious.
I wasn't privy to that. I didn't watch it, but the Ralphie Report is a good stream. No, I just feel like Ralphie surgically addressed every single critique I had against him with his latest project, Grandmaster Ralphie. It was like he damn near like, I don't know if you watched this podcast when I was here last year or any of the other shows where I like spoke about him in detail, and he like attacked each bullet point. Each critique I had against him, he had me pull up a list of the project, Grandmaster Ralphie, like the night it dropped, so it was already uploaded to streaming platforms. And I'm like, I can't say too much. Like, you addressed everything I critiqued you on, almost as if he had it written down. So I feel like that's why he's most improved, because he paid attention.
Let me see.
Because, you know, he got, if you get 2-3 Fs, you'll learn to like, oh, I got to do something differently.
A B- from you is pretty fucking high.
It is. And I think Ralphie has earned that. I think the Grandmaster Ralphie tape, if you visited records like Himothy, those songs address everything. Like, he got his flow together, his cadence together. He added hooks to his songs. He never did hooks. It was tangential. Now he has hooks.
Yeah, and they're like digestible hooks.
People are saying, even when we got to the podcast, somebody was saying behind the scenes when we was just filming a day and they was like, oh, that latest Ralphie project surprised the hell out of me. I was like, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. So that boosted his grade. I think he had a C- last year to a B-, to an upper letter grade.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's a shit ton for you, especially someone who considers like a 62 like an F.
No, a 65 or below, like a 64 is an F.
Nigga, damn.
I know people were saying D-, but I mean, I went to Catholic school growing up. So in Catholic school, anything below 65 was an F. I went to Inglewood Christian School. But
all these people who are rapping are like project babies who went to like Dorsey and shit. So like you have to grade them on the scale that they were raised on.
I mean, that's a good note. I appreciate it, but for me growing up,
you're right. It's your part.
How I grew up, anything lower than a 65 was you failed. But I mean, what really in theory? Let's put it all aside. What's the difference between getting a D or F? Like, you still need to work. You still need to hit the studio and work.
But there are a lot of niggas who plan the last like 3 months of their high school career about hitting that 60 percentile. And 65, they would have been fucked out of walk-in. Prom would have been non-existent.
There's no
nigga,
LA
that 5%.
Rap prom. There's no LA Rap diploma or nothing. Like, it's not that.
I'm telling you, 5% makes a big difference on a grade.
I guess I don't take it to heart like most people do.
All these niggas do.
I don't take it to heart like that because I'd be like, okay, this is a list, this is a report card. I appreciate you respecting it. You should. I respect it. But if I was a LA rapper and I got a D minus or F, I still would know that I need to go to the studio and work harder, or I need to improve in certain areas. So you get what I'm saying? So it's to me, it's the same thing. All I'm saying is that you need to improve in certain areas, regardless of if you got an F, a D, or a C minus. You didn't get an A, so job not finished, job not done.
If an artist gets like an ass grade and they like DM you just asking for context and they come respectfully, are you open to talking to any of these people?
Absolutely. What I would prefer they do is join us on the LA Rap workshop that we do. We used to do every Tuesday, now we do it every Sunday with me and Jada Stokes, my co-host, and ask me in there. That's how it all started with Jason Cash and Little Deuce and Rucci. They all came into that LA Rap workshop that we did when the first report card dropped. And then that's how Jason Cash ended up working with Mustard for the Top Down record. So you don't know what could come from it. We had Kalen For Real in the workshop this past week, and he's speaking on why he makes sure that he promotes his music and does interview and press. We've had all types. So coming to the LA Rap Workshop, it's a free resource that I feel like they be rappers in there like Jeezy from Blue Bloods being there often and Cash being there often, Airplane James. But I feel like it's an underrated resource. Like we're giving free game and you get to hear from your fans directly. Every Sunday religiously they be in there and we talk about nothing but LA rap. No gang culture, no politics, no gossip. LA rap for an hour and a half. So why not join us and address your grade there? That's the perfect forum.
I feel like it's an unspoken rule and a lot of rappers might turn up on anyone if it's brought up, but a lot of rappers are very insecure. So if you're critiquing them on something that they're actually trying to like apply some change to, they might not want that critique in front of an audience, because you have to understand these are people who are like flexing bands of 60, I mean like wads of 60,000 to prove
ego to
the world. Exactly. And like they don't want to have their ego deflated in public. I feel like you'd have a lot of mileage of getting the results you want and actually getting people to listen to you if you saw the type of person they were and knew who to have those one-on-one conversations with. I've seen you've done that with like RJ and shit.
Yeah, no, two responses to that. One being, that was the initial retort when I put out the first report card. I was like, oh, why don't you tell this to each artist one by one? And then my second response to that would be, I have sat down with many artists in the studio for free of charge and graded their projects before it even came out or gave my opinion. Or, you know, artists will call me 2-3 in the morning like, hey, can you check this out? I'm going to send it to you real quick. And I wake up and give them my opinion. Or I remember I pulled up on Jason Cash one time when he was at the Atlantic Records, and he made his own report card with his own categories on his iPad. It had me grade his All Right Bet project and get me on the spot. So I give that feedback to artists all the time for free off the strength and my love for hip hop. But to make it easier on me, because I'm only one person, I'm a human, two birds, one stone. I love when LA rappers come into the workshop and ask me questions or just have conversations for honest feedback. Because then you get my opinion and I can open it up to the room. Sometimes we have 600, 700 people in there. How y'all feel about the record he just dropped? And then you hear from LA rap fans at the LA Rap Workshop to talk about LA rap. So clearly they're interested. You know, remove the ego from it. Because I do it every day. I deal with open criticism every day from chats and comments and Reddits and all of that.
Let me see some of these grades I think you're a little bonkers on.
Tell me. Talk to me.
Why do you think BABYSTONE Gorilla's got a D? I mean, you said it with the numbers, but could you elaborate?
BABYSTONE Gorillas, I just had a higher trajectory for them in my head for their career. I felt like, especially being a group, we should have seen them reach the same heights as the Shoreline Mafia, if not more. Don't you think BABYSTONE Gorillas are more talented than Shoreline Mafia, in theory?
I think from a technical perspective, and E-Killer and Top 5 are my boys too.
5 Much too. 5 Much is hard.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying like E-Killer and 5 Much, like those are my dog. E-Killer in particular, he's done a lot for me. Like he just laid some crazy shit for my album. Even with all that being said, especially with like all of the gang shit that they have going on, a lot of big brands, like say Monster's doing a big tour where they want to throw 5 West Coast artists. They're not going to be granted the same opportunities as the Shoreline Mafia, because at the end of the day, Shoreline Mafia was a tagging group. They weren't aligned with a certain set. Yeah, they had friends and certain places, but
they were making gangster rap. They both make gangster rap. So again, you're adding like a little stipulation or a crutch to it. I'm saying, despite your gang affiliation, I still had a higher. I knew what they was affiliated with when they dropped. I still had a higher trajectory for their career. They could have took it to further levels, and that's why they have it have a 66D. Do they put out fire music here and there? Yes. Is it marketed properly? In my opinion, no. Is it executed properly? In my opinion, no. Are the records polished and finished off right? No. Are the records structured right? No. And that's why they have a D.
Do you think they would have a better chance being successful if they took solo careers and focused on themselves?
No, not strictly that. I would like to hear a solo tape from 5 Much as well as P4K. But I think it might be, to me, certain artists need major label help. So you put a BABYSTONE Gorillas on Interscope Records when they first popped off, a label that's prestigious and has his legacy history, legendary history with gangster rappers, and that then it goes to a different level. Some artists just need that polish, that curation, that finite touch to take them from being this to a jewel. And so I just feel like we haven't got that from BSG, but they've been doing their thing. I hosted their concert at the Echo over the Christmas concert. They brought out Frosty and Lil Deuce and JAAYBO from San Diego. They brought out Cuzzo's. Yep. So, you know, they have potential, but they need more like polishing.
For sure. I feel like they need to work with more people harmonizing too, because you see what happened when they tapped in with Wally for the Do It Up.
Do It Up, and they need to run. Every tape they drop should have one of those.
Yeah, because that was a moment. I feel like that's what they're lacking, in my opinion. I feel like they need more moments.
They didn't lean that part. That's good verbiage. And they didn't lean into that. It's like that worked. Do It Up is one of your biggest records, so why not make sure every project has that melodic yet still California sound tied together?
Absolutely. When you get a feature like that, y'all literally had to do like an 8 to a 16 bar verse each. Yeah. And the song's done.
They kept working with Wally, but they strayed away from that Do It Up classic old PCH cruising sound, and but make a pop version of that. For example, Snoop Dogg, Katy Perry, California Girls. Same thing, just watered down and pop, diluted.
Let me see. Who are name some females on this list right now?
We have LA Ray, we got Cuzzo's, Asia, Baby Africa.
Damn, you think Cuzzo's is enough?
Yes, Cuzzo's hasn't dropped a project since the last report card. So a lot of people hit me on Twitter, was tweeting me like, "Oh, you got Cuzzo's fucked up. You got Cuzzo's fucked up." First off, anytime I see Cuzzo's, I show them mad love their energy, love their vibe, love what they got going on, love that they represent for the ladies. It's the music business. So if you're not putting out enough music, you're gonna get a bad grade. Point blank, period. Unless you're just putting out the best music I ever heard.
Even with the pop out and the Kendrick Lamar cameos?
A cameo. So since the last report card, the only thing I've seen them do is that cameo on the Squad Boy video. I cannot get in my car and play their cameo to the Squad Boy video. If we having a kickback right now, I can't cut on my phone the Squad Boy video and be like, "Oh, enjoy Cuzzo's." No, they enjoy Kendrick's song. Where are the records? Where's the project? I need a full mixtape from Cuzzo's. The same way when I was coming up, I turned on RJ Amio, I turned on Dom Kennedy Yellow Album, I turned on Nipsey Hussle, The Marathon, or TMC and Crenshaw. I turned on Just Read Up 1, Just Read Up 2 by YG. I turned on Welcome to Mollywood 1 and 2 by Problem. You get From Nothing to Something, Joe Moses. All the Los Angeles greats have classic mixtapes, classic projects, and then you guys keep wanting me to be cool with a hot song here and there. That's just not how Dejon Paul rolls.
Speaking of people with really good tapes, in my opinion, my little nigga G Money DT, you gave him a fucking 53?
I don't think he's the best rapper.
His Grimy Loke Risk Taker tape, I would recommend going back to that.
Yeah.
He has a song called Rosary Blue. And he made that shit when he was like, I think 15 or 16. Mm-hmm. I was like, yo, his pen is whooping a lot of these niggas, his contemporaries.
Okay, like, but the delivery, if you're talking, not just, you said pen. To me, the delivery is off. It's lacking like some rhythm, off beat.
Did you hear that acoustic shit him and Bravo did? Over like a country beat? That shit was cold.
I fuck with Bravo. Yeah, I fuck with Bravo the Backchaser.
I feel like Bravo the Backchaser, like, fuck just Latin rappers. Like, I feel like he's one of the most established rappers in LA.
His fan base is crazy, and I love when he works for AZ Chike. Because that's how I got familiar with Bravo the Backchaser, through AZ Chike. And I was just like, who's this? He was like, that's Bravo. And that's how he ended up on my freshman cover with presented by Shockaware that year.
Oh my gosh. Let me see what you gave Bravo, actually, because honestly,
yeah, but
he
Bravo,
got an F2.
Bravo
What
didn't
the
drop.
fuck?
What did Bravo drop last year?
That Give Me That record with Peso's huge.
Mm-hmm. But what tape did Bravo drop last year?
What did Bravo drop?
Bravo has not dropped in a couple of years. Consistency, that'll bring your grade down. It's not like he's an A-level, right? You saying he's an A-level rapper?
I'd say
Kendrick's
I'm not, because I'm gonna give a couple days before I drop this, just so I could get this point off. I was with a rapper who, in the grand scheme of things, and in your eyes, is way more established than Bravo.
Yeah.
That motherfucker sold 50 tickets. Bravo the Bag Chaser, I've seen sell out the Novo.
Bravo, we started this segment off with, I said Bravo the Bag Chaser has a strong fan base.
Yeah.
I'm privy to that. But you're talking about Joe Moses. Joe Moses is
Why are you putting me on blast?
I'm sorry. I've been drinking. I just came from my Danley podcast, so excuse me.
I go out of my way not to be messy.
Who had a concert last? Well, now you were messy. Now you. This is
okay. It was Joe Moses. Yeah. It was fucking Joe Moses.
Joe Moses
cool.
had a concert at the Santa Ana Observatory. You saying that Bravo could bring out a bigger crowd, and all I'm saying is that's Joe Moses' 10, 20 time performing there. So he sold out that motherfucker before. So don't ever compare, respectfully, don't compare Joe Moses to Bravo the Bag Chaser or vice versa. Because Joe Moses is a legend and the inventor of LA ratchet music. Bravo has not brought that type of genius to rap. There's nothing genius about Bravo. He's skilled. He's not genius.
But it's not about genius. I feel like Joe Moses is the prime example of the difference between a legend, which he is, and a legacy artist, which he is not. Because a legacy artist is someone who, no matter what era of... No, hear me out. A legacy artist is someone, no matter what span of time, they are going to
draw
be able...
crowd,
yes, and draw a healthy crowd. And their demo is going to grow and age and die with them.
Okay, that might...
Like, you see that a lot more in rock, like the Rolling Stones and shit like that.
Okay, not to cut you off, but you compare rock and roll music to LA ratchet music. It didn't have the bandwidth. LA ratchet music, they could have.
Okay, Too Short. Too Short is a legacy artist that is West Coast ratchet music. Not LA, just the first person to come to my head.
I love how you debate.
Thank you.
That is a great point. But that's 19. He was the first. But then Joe Moses was the first to do his lane. You make a great point. Does Joe Moses have the same bandwidth as a Too Short?
You tell me.
No. But Too Short's put out like 30 albums.
And Burner's put out 50. It's all about like the quality within the catalog. That's why you be so hard on niggas' catalogs, because it doesn't matter how much music you've dropped. It matters how much substantial music has come out of that catalog.
That's true. That's why there's a catalog category.
There should be a Cadillac category, just like who has the coldest cars. I feel like Tyler would get a 10 on that. Tyler be coming out with some cold, rare shit you like never seen.
Car vehicle wise? Okay, Dom been posting some fire shit too. I'll just start getting into cars.
Yo, aren't you happy that the West Coast niggas from the West Coast, who are like the leaders in the West Coast, did some West Coast shit this year?
Oh, you mean like, this past year?
Yeah, I'm talking about like even like Tyler doing that Hey Now freestyle. That was like super
well needed. I need an original Hey Now from Tyler now. I need him now that Chromacopia did all it did and so successful. Tyler's next project needs to have LA rappers, a litany of LA rappers just like JAAYBO did. And it needs to have more of a West Coast sound, in my opinion, more of an LA sound.
I was talking to my boy MC Bob about this, and I really want him to like do what he does with his production, but bring West Coast producers into the fray. Like, still be super hands-on with all his shit like he is.
Yeah.
But hang out with Mustard for a week. See what comes out of that.
I agree. I feel like once you pass that threshold, it's kind of like being in your second term of a presidency. It's like, just rock out. You can do what you want now. Like, Kendrick reached the point where he could afford to do a project that has that LA sound. Because it's like, what are they going to say? You're not legend no more or take away the 16 Grammys? Tyler's at that point too. So his next project, I'm looking to see that same type of lineup. Different artists, but still LA centric.
Let me see. Where is this guy? Yo, you honestly gave Lefty Gunplay a higher grade than I expected.
Got an F.
Yeah, but it was a high F. You gave a lot of people way worse Fs. No, like it was a 63.
Yes, it's
so
still
for him,
F.
like I'm looking at niggas with 43s, 53s.
That's crazy, scary, spooky, hilarious. Make earned him a high F. TV off its platinum. You're gonna stop sleeping on my boy.
No,
TV
he had a number 2 song in the country. I'm not sleeping on Lefty. I'm just glad to hear you say it. Soul is finna be on your head.
Shout out to Lefty. He earned that F. What's wrong with that? I feel like once Lefty really, because I like that Can't Get Right, produced by Mikey Keys featuring Jason Martin. Shout out to Jason, to Problem. I love that Can't Get Right record too. So Lefty got some joints. He was one of my favorite interviews I did last year, but I would not be Dejon Paul. That's how you would know I was fake and phony. If you looked on here and Lefty had a good grade because he did a feature with Kendrick and it went platinum and it went number 2 on the pop charts. I'm hip hop all the way through. I'm going to still give that gentleman an F because I feel like he needs to work on his rapping. But I do still congratulate him on his success at the same time.
You want me to give you a hot take? I feel like in a year, he's going to be the most improved on your list. And it's not like I'm going to even be digesting his music. Like you said, that Can't Get Right record, when I saw what happens when he's actually produced by people he respects, because I don't think anyone could coach him through a record like that.
But Mike and Keys.
Yeah.
So he told me about that record before it even happened. I was at a podcast party, and they were celebrating the 100th episode of a show. And he walked in, and we took some pictures together. And then I was smoking hookah and drinking.
You and your hookah, dog.
I love hookah. I'm addicted to hookah.
We know.
Anywho, I'm enjoying myself because it's a Friday night. I'm at a party, and he comes and he kneels by me, pauses, and he's like, "Hey, bro, what can I work on with my music?" And I just knew right there. I was like, "Oh yeah, he's a star. Like he's that dedicated to it." So we went outside. I smoked and I started talking to him. I'm like, that cadence got to get on beat. Your flow, you got to tighten that up. XYZ. And I ended up interviewing him the next week. Even though I had a guest, I canceled that guest to have him on the show because I like how he took time to ask me for my opinion on his music at a party. But Lefty really, to me, he has a star power. He just missing the skill set, the sharpening of the skill set, excuse me. And then I think, I agree, he might be most improved.
I feel like it's just putting in those 10,000 hours. And I feel like for the first year and a half of his career, he spent those 10,000 hours branding himself.
Yep.
He did a lot of podcasts.
Nothing but podcasts, yeah.
Yeah, like a lot of like getting his face out there. And now it's like, I feel like he's known. Now he needs to be known for the right things.
Yeah, but that Can't Get Right is a step in the right direction. So I know that
even the record with OGZ was a step in the right direction.
I agree. Oh, in the music video, the police was harassing him and stuff. Yeah. The RJ record was cool. So his Rookie of the Year project wasn't that bad. I gave him my notes on that project at the party though.
That month leading up to GNX, I was watching him and I was telling people, I'm like, yo, he's having a crazy run. He has a music video with Shorty. He got some shit with Jeremiah.
Yeah, him and Why the Sensei just filmed some shit.
With YS, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember YS is like how we met?
How I met YS?
No, how we met.
I met you with YS?
You threw a YS album release party.
I did though.
And there were free tacos and tequila. You were really excited about the tequila. And I came with my cameraman. And we did a recap. Yeah.
I did meet you at the Land Studios.
Yes.
That's what people don't know. Like I help artists with their rollouts all the time. And I know YS, who had been on my LA Freshman cover. He was going to drop a project and I threw the album release party.
That's what people don't know. I didn't just tap in with the clout. I didn't give a fuck.
That was before the report
Me and Dejon go way back, nigga.
That was before the report card.
Yeah.
That was like 2021.
Fuck. You've known me since I first started managing like my first artist.
Really? You was just starting around that time?
Yeah. Like
I didn't know that.
I want to say 2020, I was just shooting photos. Like that's how I met Big Sad. Like I was shooting with Cypress and shit. And
shout out to Big Sad, man.
Bro, Big Sad opened a lot of doors for me. And
really?
Yeah, bro. That's my biggest podcast ever. And you want to know the crazy thing about it? Like, this is how God works. Like, I was really just like bummed out about the holidays, and I had been putting so much into this, right? Just like investing every free dollar I had into this. And then one day I saw Big Sad was donating turkeys over in the jungles with the BSG news.
Okay, yep.
And I was like, you know what? I haven't done a vlog in like 6 months. Let me just pick up my phone and do a vlog. And then I pull up. I hadn't seen Sad in a minute. We dap up. He had a show with JAAYBO later that night. And we just start talking. And then I'm like, do you care if I just record this? Because it was like a really good conversation. And we talked for like 30 minutes. Bro, that shit did like 30,000 views in like a week and a half.
Yeah, he has a hell of a fan base. I'm hosting his concert at the Novo. Got to pop out on the 27th of February.
2 days before my birthday. I'm trying to say.
Really?
And he's bringing my nigga Back Gunna. I'm hella excited for that shit.
And the boy, AZ Chai, Ruchi. He's bringing out a line and some more special guests I can't announce yet, but I'm hosting, so pop out.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I'm with it.
It's going to be lit. Shout out to Big Sad.
Let's vlog that shit.
What grade did he get? I think
he got a B.
B minus?
Yeah. And I think that's justified. Like,
yeah, I mean, he dropped 4 projects last year. That 1937 South Corning Street. Excuse me.
And he dropped 5 or 6 the year before that.
He is at almost, I think he's at project 19. I think now. He's one of our most consistent artists, him and Ralphie. And he's putting out hella music. He's telling stories. Therapy Part 4. What he just did, Midnight in Miami. 4 a.m. in Los Angeles, King of Los Angeles. Like, Big Sad is dropping records and projects that I like. I told him the other day, you're 1 hit single away. Now he's 1 hit single away from being a star.
I think it's honestly just finding the right female vocalist. It might be a pop artist to give him a hook, because
it might be that extreme, or he could catch just a hot club record, or he could catch a really hot blazing street record. I don't want to necessarily, if I had to guess like which lane, I don't want him to just pop off with a pop record. I want that to come later.
But think about it. He's already like got semblances of it. Like, Cash Page is someone I met very early when I moved to LA. Like, when she dropped her Teenage Fever tape, we were working on like the cover and shit out here in Malibu and shit. I told her back then, I remember showing her Almighty Suspect and Frosty back in like 2019. And she's from like Houston and shit. And I'm like, yo, if you like give hooks and let West Coast niggas slide over this, like, it's gonna be a hit. And that Misunderstood record was a Cash Page sample.
Yeah. That shit's fire. I listen to that damn near every day. I don't think his breakout single is gonna be a pop song. I wouldn't mind something for the clubs or just that undeniable street record. But yeah, I want that pop song to come after he gets one of those.
I don't think it'll be a pop song.
I think that'll add to the legacy.
I don't think it'll be capable. I mean, I want a female vocalist who's just so raw that he uses like an instrument. Because the thing is, he uses all these crazy, super like wholesome samples.
He is sample heavy.
But if you found someone that could just make you some organic shit all the time, I feel like he might strike gold with something like that.
That's not bad A&R, and I like what you're
I really do this, nigga. When I show you what's on my tape, you're
you gotta play me a compilation before I go.
I got you, bro. We definitely gonna smoke one and go through this shit. Who else stood out to me? Oh, I hope you're having a good time, man.
I am.
I'm glad to be back. Thank you again for coming.
Yes,
I'm just
sir.
Very appreciative.
I had to, and I'm glad I'm your first episode back. That's good vibes.
Oh, for sure. Why'd OGZ only get a C? I feel like OGZ carries himself some of the best out here in LA.
Love his flow.
Does crazy money off merch, which means his impact with his fans, he can monetize a fan base. Most niggas out here can't do that for shit. He dropping
absolutely. So you don't think a 7 in impact was high enough? You got him higher than a 7?
I say that there's no Suede and Peso without an OGZ.
So
I
what
feel
you
like
got him at?
Impact, I give him like a 9.
That's high.
And mind you, and I'll say this bluntly, like I don't even think me and OGZ are on good terms.
Right, that has nothing to do with grading them.
No. So it's completely music shit. There are people down in San Diego that I could call right now who sipped Tris for their first time because of OGZ.
Okay, so the impact should be high for OGZ.
Yes, I know people who started tagging because of OGZ. Like,
you say 9, I say 8. I'm willing to compromise.
The only rap group that I've seen have this type of impact from LA was Odd Future in 2011. When you saw everyone wearing
entrenched
Diamond Supply and Supreme and wearing donut socks. Like,
and it's crazy because I had someone blowing up my phone. I had somebody blowing up my phone about how high I graded OGZ in Phoenix.
Like saying you were graded them too high?
And he was like, you dick riding them niggas. And I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm like, they got like C's. Right? They got like C's. I'm like, what's the, like, how is that dick riding?
Bro, they just came out with Peso Pluma.
They just had a hit record with the Heat Stick joint. They just had a big deal with Atlantic. Atlantic dropped everybody else, re-up with them. They have a big record with Heat Stick. They finna be a Rolling Line. I'm like, what are you talking about? And he was just on my head all week. I got repeated calls, so it's funny to hear you say that.
Yeah.
I like the contrasting opinions. I'll think on it some more, but I'm willing to bump it up to an 8, but you saying 9 in impact.
Do you know who I also think gets a 9? And we can go back and forth on this too. Phoenix. Let me explain this.
Well, I would, if you give one, you gotta get another.
No, it's deeper with Phoenix. Phoenix wouldn't have earned that unless he did more because he's a smaller artist overall. Phoenix did 2 collab tapes with Bravo as he was coming up. When I was on tour with my first artist, we were on that tour with Money Sign Suede.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace, Suede. We were on that tour with Peso. We were on that tour with White John. We were on the tour. very selflessly pushing the culture of LA forward.
My first time on tour was with Shoreline Mafia as well. Rest in peace, Key Richards. We went, I forgot which tour, but we went on a tour up and down from Seattle all the way back down to San Diego. So I remember touring with Shoreline. That was my first, even their Santa Barbara show, I'll never forget. Their Santa Barbara show was like, the way them fans was going crazy for Shoreline, it made me see their impact in real time. This is 2017, so.
And that's what I'm saying, like, for impact.
But I didn't put Shoreline Mafia. I put Jeezy and Phoenix flexing. So if I was to put Shoreline Mafia, maybe I put the 9 and the 10. But solo-wise, I still think there's still more work to do even for Jeezy. But it's paid in full record. He just dropped. I love the music video. I can't wait till he drops
Shout out
it.
my people over at New York Chopped Cheese. That shit is tough.
Don't bring up food. I'm hungry. I'm starving.
You want to hear something fucked up? I gave the Addy to the chef like a couple hours too late and she wasn't able to make it. Shout out my people from Rose 24K Plates.
So
I'm going to make
sure.
sure.
Have food for me, but I didn't get it.
Yeah.
Why would you show me something and not let me have the shit? It's good. Shout out to Rose.
Because I'm a dick. But if I can.
Shout out to Rose.
Yeah, I'm going to send you her shit. I'm going to make sure she gets you right, bro.
I can't wait. You know what?
Seafood boil egg rolls.
You trying to kill me? I'm allergic.
Hey, word on the street is a couple people have tried to kill you in the past year since I've seen you.
That was an accident. Go ahead with your next line of questioning.
Oh shit! Let's get a couple more report card questions here. We're music connoisseurs, man. That's what I really live about. Okay, what does my boy Frosty the Snow Gerb got to do?
AP. Can I sweat the bitch?
Can I check the bitch?
He's so
AP.
annoying. He commented, not to cut you off, brother. He commented, where you gonna add Pippin as a category? I have a 10 in that. These things won't have nothing. But that'll never be a category. P would never be a category.
I think sheer entertainment should be in a category because some of these niggas get extra time to get a hit and catch a hit because they're solely entertaining. Back to Lefty Gunplay. Lefty Gunplay did not have a song that people cared about for months, but he was able to keep himself in the headlines for long enough. Frosty is the same way. I go on Frosty's story every day, and it makes me smile. You want to know what my favorite thing about Frosty?
When he be working out and he be in the gym doing bullshit, because I be in the gym doing bullshit too.
Yo, have you been in the studio with him?
Years ago, when he recorded Damn, but it's like a gun sound. It's like not Dum Dum, but it's another song. He'll know what I'm talking about. I was there when he recorded that. It's produced by Radioactive.
Bro, he be squaring up with the mic like he be checking his feet. He'd be like,
fits?
"Hey, feet, can you put it in my pocket, please?" Like, and it is the most magical thing to watch ever.
I need him the last record from Frosty that I really like, because I do like the Inglewood to Flint tape, even though it's Detroit derived. But the last bona fide, like, I Can't Stop Playing is that Need Some Help.
That was a really good one.
That was like when he got a little structure and that finite polishing I keep talking to you about. Our street and gangster rappers you still have to be able to make like a clean record that's composed well, has song structure.
You don't like his record with Heme Beasy? About that?
That was cool, but I mean, he's giving us that time and time again. When can you follow it up? I feel like whenever he come with some hot shit, he go MIA on us.
When he said, "Bitch, don't put that meat that up in your mouth, don't bite that," I was like, "Yo, this is a hit."
I think y'all are crash outs. I think Frosty fans be crash outs. He performed at the BABYSTONE Gorillas concert I hosted, and I noticed all the crash outs in the audience.
Had a great time, didn't they?
Yeah, his fan base a lot of crash outs. A lot of feets too, or foots. I call them foots. I don't call them foots.
Oh, you should have came to Flashy B and Yabby's show. You would have seen.
But Flashy was there though.
Yeah, that's my boy. When are we gonna do the San Diego report card?
Whenever you send me the list, you send me the rappers I graded. We had this conversation a year ago.
No, but
Lil Weirdo got to be on there. I fuck with Lil Weirdo.
Lil Weirdo's like top 5 in the city, objectively.
Gotta be too, but you put together, it'll be a collaborative effort. You put together the list, I'll sit down and grade them, and a few weeks.
No, I just wanted you on camera verbally saying you're the one grading them. So when they start tripping on me in the city, and
you just provide the list. Now, if you didn't make the list, cuts him out. But if you got a bad grade, cuts me out.
Yeah, exactly. And then we can have San Diego workshops so we can talk about like why none of you guys have any structure and you need to stop making excuses for not coming to LA when at this time of night, what is it, like 10 o'clock? That's an hour and a half drive.
First off, I'm buying my first house. I'm saving up for a house in San Diego.
Congratulations.
I want to live in San Diego. I have to live in
It's a beautiful city.
It's my favorite city.
I tell people it's a great settle down city.
The
You establish yourself
district
elsewhere.
Is the time of my life.
Have you been to Ghirardelli down there?
No, I haven't.
The chocolate shop? That was my first job ever.
Oh, that Ghirardelli.
Ghirardelli, yeah.
No, I like y'all Fogo de Cow. And I like everything in the Gas Lamp District.
I fuck with Fogo heavy. You got to go to Sam and Eddie's. That's a really good steakhouse by the gas lamp. Let's stop
talking
about
Little
food.
Italy too. I love y'all Little Italy. It's my favorite place.
Yo, we need to plan a day before we do the report card where I just sit down, we smoke hella dope, and I just put you on to like the whole San Diego scene.
I thought you wanted to go to San Diego. I want to go to San Diego.
We can go to Tacos El Gordo. That'd be a cool little
let's
vlog.
go. It's an hour and a half drive.
Hell yeah, I just don't want to drive. Fucking... Yo, my
It's
car
one of my
broke down.
favorite drives.
My car broke down during the fucking fires.
Really? Out here?
Yeah, I live in Pasadena. I had a Tesla and the cooling line got cut by some hot brush. And then if there's no cooling in the car, apparently all the computers go to shit.
Damn.
So I took
Try
it to
not to laugh.
No, it's funny.
Yeah.
I survived, so you can laugh.
I'm glad you survived.
But I got it
But for your cooling line to get cut by a hot brush, it's funny to me.
It was fucked over. Yeah. It was hella bad. My life is like Everybody Hates Chris. It's fucked up. But bro, I take it to the closest service center, which is in fucking Burbank. The car shuts down.
Damn.
And then I look at my phone and I'm getting an evacuation warning.
Well, we got that too in all parts of LA. Then they sent us another message talking about false alarm. Yeah.
Burbank, it wasn't a false alarm.
Damn. Burbank was close to the
Nigga,
fires.
it took 3 tow trucks for one of these niggas to be able to get on the bed because you can't even put that shit in neutral unless the computers work.
Damn.
Yeah. That was a rough Thursday.
Oh, man. Prayers to all the victims or anybody affected by the fires. I'm not laughing at that.
Yeah.
Your circumstance was very unfortunate.
Oh, for sure. But mine was funny. A lot of people have been more tragic. I've been giving back. Shout out my people at Hidden Hills. We did a few donations over the past couple of weeks. Shout out my homegirl Victoria with AAA, who got me out of a very shitty situation.
I'll be using my friend's AAA too.
Bro, I wonder how many I have left because I'd be really milking my niggas shit.
I will call a friend and say, hey, can I use your AAA? So shout out to us.
No, and if they say that, I'd be like, yo, what your girlfriend got? Like, no, I'm asking around. Like, someone's going to let me use a few miles.
I don't have a girlfriend.
No, but you have a friend who has a girlfriend who's going to let me use 12 miles to get to this.
I've used people's parents' AAA. I'm shameless.
Maybe I'll hit Frosty. Maybe his feet have AAA.
AP.
Can I sweat? See, you love that song.
I love that song.
And you gave him a failing grade.
Because Frosty doesn't take this rap shit serious enough, and you know that.
That doesn't mean he isn't making some of the most entertaining music out. Entertaining.
Just because you make entertaining music doesn't mean you have an A. It's a whole package. It's a whole composition, a bevy of categories. And just because you're entertaining, because then Lefty will have an A too.
Yo,
if I give Frosty a good grade, I got to give Lefty a good grade.
I want to see.
Frosty's not platinum.
If Frosty wanted to pivot from music and just have a show on Zeus, I'd be for that.
I would love that. I'm not to leave music because I think he's talented, but I would watch his shows. What I'm saying.
But I feel like that would be like the $1 million play for Frosty the Snowman in 2025.
I think most rappers made their first $1 million outside of music.
True. Because they sign bullshit deals and they still the label like $750,000, so they have to do a bunch of other shit.
They do ancillary things. Sometimes it forces your hand.
Now they're just wearing Adidas for 4 years straight, and they hate these fucking shoes.
My Adidas, they got a lifetime deal.
Oh shit. What the fuck else? Yeah. Since you brought up Joe Moses, I'm gonna get problematic too. What else has been going on in your life, buddy?
My life?
Yeah.
Oh man, I've been filming a Day and Late podcast. Bring it back.
I didn't talk about today. I'm talking about like the past year since I've seen you. Spark Notes, what has been going on with Dejon Paul and Don't Play With Me?
Oh man. Well, I mean, ask your questions, but I've been through a lot in the past year, but I'm still going and still as strong and sharp as ever. Still hard working. I've learned recently that I do best working for myself and being in control of my own things and focused on my own platforms. Because when I focus on other people's platforms, I'm not a subject. I'm the boss. I've learned that. That works best for me. So yeah, that's what I've learned past year.
Okay, since we're going to still be vague, I'm going to hyper-focus on specific points so that I can get the answers that I want to derive from Dejon Paul. As the interviewer,
you should, yes.
Okay, let's talk about your time in No Jumper.
Great.
let's start on a positive note. What are some things that you learned while being there that you were able to apply to like what you got going on right now?
I learned how strong I was and how great I am. On my second to last day there, I remember everyone gathered in the newsroom and I have it on camera. It's on camera. And they told me how I brought hip hop back to No Jumper because of my interviews with Big Sad and Ralphie, where I didn't ask not one gang related question or street related question. And because every show I was on, including the Monday show, Here We Go Again, where we was doing 100,000 views a week, I'm bringing album reviews, even if I'm the only person who listened to it, because I would ask my co-host, did you listen to this album? Did you listen to this album that's been in the notes for a week? No, I ain't listened to it. No, I ain't listened to it. I still give a detailed review. So I learned that my ability to bring hip hop to any platform, no matter how gang ridden it is there. And so that added to my confidence, knowing that I have that power, such a powerful entity. I could walk into a room and bring hip hop with me.
Can I keep it a buck with you for a second?
Please.
Okay. You know I respect you as a journalist. I respect you as an A&R. I respect you for what you've built here. Mm-hmm. And as a podcaster, you should applaud yourself for being able to start a conversation the way you have.
Thank you.
A lot of people, our podcast that I dropped is my most disliked ever. And the reason is people thought that I was holding on to it because I wanted to wait until after you get shot, when in reality I had been sitting on that for 2.5 months.
Yeah, I remember the logistics behind that was different things that happened where it couldn't come out.
No, it was more so the fact that I respect you for what you just said, bringing hip hop back to No Jumper. And during that period of time, you were on a lot of theatrics. Like,
hip hop is theatrical.
No, but hear me out. Like, I've never done like a messy clip on here. I've never tried to make someone look stupid. And I feel like you're someone who you could be one of the gatekeepers of Los Angeles. And I feel like seeing you on a treadmill with fucking candy falling out your pockets, it's kind of just like playing yourself. And like, I don't want to see you as the butt of the joke if I'm about to put out a conversation that's about to have you look like a boss.
I respect that opinion. It's very candid. I can respect it. But when I say that that's still hip hop, it's like you've never seen In Living Color. There's a thing called hip hop comedy. I drop a comedy report card. I'm very funny. Comedy can be hip hop. There's hip hop comedy. Keenan Ivory Wayans, Cat Williams, Kevin Hart, Def Comedy Jam, Martin Lawrence. Those are hip hop comedians. Those are comedians that are synonymous with hip hop. So my comedy form still is hip hop. When I was doing those skits where I put a exercise bike in the trunk of my car and drove it up there, that was intentional. I'm trying to make people laugh in a hip hop sense. When I cooked meth for Lush and brought the costumes, that's In Living Color. See, y'all got to know
my boy
history.
Turned into the Black Heisenberg.
That's In Living Color. No, shout out to Breaking Bad. No, that's In Living Color. That's a skit. That's something Kim Wayans would do.
What's Zodiac?
That's something Damon. I'm an Aries. That's something Damon Wayans would do. That's something Kim Wayans would do.
That's something an Aries would do.
You got to watch In Living Color. That's a hip hop show. So I'm not just inspired by hip hop musicians, the rappers. I love hip hop in general. I love hip hop comedy. So often on shows, I just cooked crack for somebody's mama on my last day of Fair to Say. That's something that I would see on In Living Color. If you watch In Living Color, Bonita and Fire Marshal Bill, all the Jamie Foxx, those are all hip hop comedians that came up during the hip hop era that had more edge to them than the previous generation, more streetwise to them.
Okay,
to me, that was how I was expressing that while I was on those platforms. Because I love comedy. That's why I put out a comedy report card.
No, I feel you. But let's take it back all the way to your first interview that went viral with T-Rail and AD, the whole employee shit. You were very straight. You had a mission statement that you were trying to get off.
Which was what?
And I respected that.
Which is what?
There were a few. One, that us as Black people aren't represented enough in Los Angeles radio.
Mm-hmm. That wasn't what I went up there to talk about. I went up there to talk about the report card. They brought that up and then told me that you should do a podcast instead of talking about this. And I had been doing a Day and Late podcast for 2 years before that. So I said, instead of telling me to do a podcast when I already do a podcast, I didn't come up here for corporate consulting from employees. And that's a factual statement.
What I'm saying is you didn't come up there with theatrics, period. You came up there.
I had a report card shirt on.
No, but
my shirt had the report card on it.
No. But besides like being like a little petty with Gina because of your previous call, and I want to applaud you for squashing that beef, by the way. We'll get to that in a second. But no, you spoke with conviction. You spoke with, no, this is why the fuck I'm doing this. This is why people are going to fucking respect me. And this that's something that made me admire you coming into the game before I like even sat at a microphone. So that's what I'm saying. I was trying to be very tactful in the time that I put that out, because I wanted it to be in a time where you really in your duffel, whether it was like you really sunned a rapper and put him in his place about his position in his music career or something. Being introduced to you in one light and then seeing you pivot into, like you said, like hip hop comedy, I have no problem with that. Yeah. But I guess it was kind of refreshing to have someone on a hip hop platform who wasn't about the games.
Yeah, but you feel me? I respect that opinion. I hear it. But you're going to see me in 10 different lights. People can't just put me in this one box, because that's, I feel like even Elliott Wilson, who's one of my idols in this game, we see now that he's older, we see him trying to share more of his story and get people to be more personable with him. And we learning more about him than we've ever learned before. And he's podcasting now and stuff. I don't want to wait till I'm 40 to start doing those things. I'm Dejon Paul. Yes, I can listen to a record and tell you how I feel about it or assess a rapper's career, but I also can do plenty other things, which is why I do a comedy report card. I do a food report card. Y'all are not going to put me in the box how y'all put LA rappers in the box and just have me stuck in one thing with a glass ceiling on it. And I can talk about anything.
I understand.
I can make anybody laugh. I can do anything. I'm going to have Academy Awards on my shelf one day. I can act, I can write movies, I can direct, I can do it all, and you will see. I'm multifaceted. Yes, I critique rap well, but I am a human and I can do anything I want to when I step in front of that camera, because that's just who I am. I have showmanship. I love that flair, that drama, that theatrics. I love that about me.
Okay, let me put it into a deeper perspective, right? Mm-hmm. You, DJ Head, Adam 22, Gina Views, Elliott Wilson. He lives out here, right? Where's he from?
He moved out here. He's from New York.
Okay, but he lives out here. Where's Jeremy Heck from?
I'm not privy.
Okay, let's just say he's here. All of the Los Angeles based.
To say Elliott Wilson is Los Angeles based.
No, based like he is out here when he records his podcast with.
Now, okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. People who are in the like city, knowing what's going on in the city. Mm. I feel like there's always something that comes in the way of that person being able to pivot to a New York, to a major platform like a XXL or a Complex, and really have a voice there and really be able to pivot the narrative on what's going on in Los Angeles. And I feel like presentation is everything. And we are already like looked at as the ratchet loud part of the country to the rest of the music industry. So I don't know. I don't know.
Responses. One, I'm not going to put that pressure on myself. I have to be myself and I have to be authentic.
And I respect
So
that.
If I feel compelled to put an exercise bike in my trunk and drive up to this platform and work out, because I know I need to work out, but work out in front of people, I felt compelled to do that day. You feel me? If I felt compelled to dress up as a chemist and cook somebody meth, or bring a crack pot to a podcast and cook somebody's mama crack. You are a
petty ass nigga.
I felt compelled to do it and I did it. I'm not going to put that pressure on myself where I have to look a certain way. I won't subscribe to that. I have to be myself.
Can you admit you're a little petty though?
I'm extremely petty. I'm an Aries.
Thank you. The self-awareness is all I ask.
I have to be myself at all times. That's my brand. To me, my brand is being honest. On this card, I'm as honest as I could possibly be. On podcasts, I'm as honest as I could possibly be. If I think it, I say it. I have no filter.
So and that's why I have to be completely straight up with you. You know
I respect it. I appreciate you for it. My second response to that was, okay, you say like a big platform like XXL, but it's like, you got to think. I've done 5 LA freshman covers. You get what I'm saying? Now, if somebody was in Atlanta or Detroit doing 5 covers for that region.
And you just told me why you need to be a representative on the XXL board when they're submitting what artists need to.
Yeah, we've had 3-4 years without an LA rapper. But
you see what I'm saying?
You also still do your own. It's not just about waiting by the door to get into there. I have my own presented by Pro Club.
But I feel like you're the perfect person to be able to do that concurrently, and then really take the biggest artist or the one who really has the biggest mainstream potential to tour past Texas and push them to a larger audience.
I appreciate that sentiment, and perhaps I'm that person.
And again, it's just the A&R.
But maybe I open the door for that person.
Okay.
How about I open the door for the person that's going to come along and take them there? You get me? Don't put the entire weight of saving the West Coast on one human. I could have inspired the person that's going to save the West Coast or play that role. But I know I definitely opened the door for West Coast media to speak freely about the music, because it's my fourth report card. Nobody's laid a finger on me. Speak freely about the music. Speak your opinion. Promote it how you want to. Be creative. Do workshops, crossword puzzles, anything. Build entire brands and media platforms centered strictly around LA rap. I have the first physical print LA rap magazine, a Daily magazine.
Dejon Paul, as long as you didn't lose your life, do you know how beautiful of a press run it would be if any of these rappers put a hand on you? Do you know how many impressions everything you do for the next 30 days would be? Nigga, that would be a meal ticket.
It would have to be authentic though. Like I would literally have to get my ass whooped really for me to go viral off that, because that's my bag. I go viral off authenticity. I'm not gonna lie to you about something.
Did you grade 4 extras off this one song?
No, I did not.
Oh, okay. You didn't even want those problems.
I mean,
you didn't want to have to give 4 extras consistency at 1.
A 0.5.
Oh, off the back, he would have been tripping.
I would have had fades. Huh?
No, for sure. On site.
Man. Yeah. Oh God. Hey man. People been calling me ghetto lately. They're like, Dejon, you ghetto now. And it's like, I grew up in the hood. Like, the ghetto's in me, but I know how to pull up to a LA Times and do a fly photo shoot in a nice Louis Vuitton sweater. Or I know how to walk into this label and negotiate $1 million deals. And that was my third point. As far as being on the East Coast, I actually just closed a deal with a media company today to partner with, and it's an East Coast based huge media platform. And I will be announcing that very shortly in the next few days. You got to put me on once we stop recording. Congratulations, bro.
Thank
you. So yeah, I made it to the East Coast today.
Congratulations.
Yeah, got the call, accepted the deal.
Shut my black ass up.
Hey man, I work hard.
Oh, what the fuck else did I want to ask, man? You've been up to so much. Did you really get shot?
I got grazed, and I explained that situation on the episode of Shame on You. I'm glad I'm here. I'm glad no one died because someone could have lost their life. I'm glad that I'm okay. And all that made me realize that I didn't need to be there. You know, I'm hard-headed. So that, to me, I look at it like that was God telling me, get your ass up, get out of here and walk out. The same way I just left FMW abruptly. Because that's how I am with God. Like, he'll just tell me, like, you don't need to be there no more. And I get up and I leave and I don't go back. Despite how many people ask me to go back, or how many opportunities I have to go back, I always just walk out and leave. And I thank God that I have my own platforms with Ask the Daniel and RaportCards.com where I can do my own thing.
How is your relationship with God right now? Because that's something I've been working on. I got sober for like 5 months just because
congratulations.
I had to work on some internal shit. I'm back smoking dope and shit. Thank you though. It was more just like practicing discipline, like tightening up on stuff.
Okay.
And in that process, I did start building a relationship with God. So I just wanted to see where you're at, if you mind even talking about that. 'Cause I can know
not to get too religious, but I feel like no matter, God always just gets me through. Even if I feel like I deserve it or not, he pulls me through every time. And I hate and I feel bad that I don't trust him sometime, or I start worrying or deal with the anxiety, because it's like I should just trust in him and know that he gonna get me from point A to point B like he do every time. And when things go wrong, sometimes I'll be like, oh shit, fuck, when all I really need to do is be like, thank you, God, get me through it. Because every single time, without fail, he gets me through it. And every time I think he's done with me, he just lifts me higher and higher and higher and exhausts me. So that's my relationship with God now. Learning to trust him more because he's there for me every time.
Okay, I asked that just because, like, when I watched the shit end with Figmunity World, and I'm telling you this transparently because, like,
I was this month. Yeah.
That was some of the ugliest shit I think I've ever seen you do, and I don't even slight you for it.
Thank you.
I think it's just a case of hurt people, because I feel like there's certain triggers in your life where people have picked and prodded at you for years and years and years, and now once that switches flips, like, it's no holds barred. Like, let me give you a prime example, right? Remember how I told you, like, I've worked with Soulless and shit? Okay, you remember the artist I used to work with, 22? You know, someone internally convinced Soulless that I stole from his budget.
And he believed it? Well, you said he convinced him, so yeah.
You know the type of person Soulless is, like, besides a musician, right?
Not privy to that.
Okay. Well, I'm not gonna dive too deep. Just know that it was a very compromising situation for me. Also, half of my city unfollowed me overnight
over this gossip.
Yeah, over this gossip, and not only that, like, bro, like everything I'm trying to build for my city, I'm watching crumble because you just have my integrity in question. When people question my intent with thing, it's a trigger with me. Like I'll crash on you. I will snap on you. Yeah. And I wanted to just like, I wanted people to hurt the way that shit made me hurt. So I completely get where you're coming from with when you feel disrespected on certain levels. It's just like, okay, fuck you and everyone that you care about.
If I choose to, because I've been disrespected on certain levels and chose to just ignore it and keep on about my day. But again, I do what I want to do. I'm authentic. So if you disrespect me and I feel like disrespecting you back, I will. To me, that's just me being authentic. That's me not sugarcoating it. Also, I talked about somebody's mama. That person is on camera saying that my mom could suck his dick. And that was said in October 2024. So if somebody talks about your mama, you can't talk about their mama 2 months later?
That's the thing, I can. But the thing with me, I always want to take it one step further. Me and you are very similar.
I took it one step further.
No,
I could crack.
The thing is, like, you have to keep remembering you're a leader in this space. And there is...
Still a leader. After cooking the crack, still a leader.
I didn't... Yeah, exactly. I said you are. I didn't say you were. I said you are a leader in this space. Mm-hmm. And with that being said, yo, there is a 15-year-old who is questioning his sexuality, who is a hip-hop geek.
Yeah.
Who is using you as his proof of concept that this is possible to navigate through the industry, especially in LA, such a gang-oriented city.
Yeah.
Like, it's harder than a lot of other cities. I feel like it would be easier for you in like Atlanta
Any
or Florida.
Other city.
You see what I'm saying? So I just feel like, because it really just hit me when I went to this store down in San Diego and some kids came up to me for pictures and shit. And they're like, yo, I've been watching your podcast since I was 13. I'm about to graduate high school and shit.
Yeah.
That like, yo, our words and what we do actually hold weight, dog. And I know, like, you're just being your authentic self and it's going in one ear and out the other.
I'm hearing you well.
But I'm telling you, dog, like, your impact and has more of a butterfly effect than you will ever see, because like how you move changes the trajectory of people's lives implicitly.
I appreciate that so much, and I thank you for that.
It's coming from a real place.
I sense that. However, maybe when I'm 35, 40, I'll subscribe to that. I'm telling you right now, in my youth, I'm still in my 20s. I can't care about that. I don't. Authentically, I can't care about being a role model for that. I feel like if you are going to learn anything from me, it's to always be yourself. That's my brand. Be yourself. Say what you think. Do what you want. You only live once. That's me. I cannot. So if I felt compelled to cook somebody mother who had talked about my mom and talked about my sexuality and called me and misgendered me, called me big gender, if I felt like bringing a stove and a pot and baking soda and cooking that mother crack on a podcast on my last day as my finale to a platform, that's what I want to do. When I'm in the ground, that's my decision.
Why do you think no one's ever
say my name?
Why do you think no one's ever squabbled you down? And I'm not talking about like
I'm nice with my hands.
No, and I'm not talking about like getting jumped or shit. But like, have you ever had to run the friendly for a rapper or anyone in media? Because
they've never tapped me on my shoulder and said I need that.
No, that's what I'm saying. You've gotten so out of pocket with niggas. I'm really just wondering why no one's like.
I'm nice with my hands. I keep telling you. I'm nice with my. That's why I act like this. That's why I talk like this, because I'm nice with my hands, and I'm not afraid of getting my ass whooped. Somebody, either you gonna beat me up, I'm gonna beat you up. So I'm nice with my hands. So I'm gonna say what I want to say, and whatever you're gonna do about it, you're gonna do about it. But I'm never gonna not say what I have to say. That's my brand. That is the legacy of Dejon Paul. He wasn't afraid to say what he thinks. It took this fat, short, gay guy to tell LA rappers or West Coast rappers that, hey, you guys need to step it up. So that same tenacity and bravery I had when I dropped that first report card, I take with me when I go film these podcasts. If you disrespect me, if you get out of line, I got you. I got your number.
You know who I think you just need to squabble to like stop the back and forth banter through?
Who am I back and forth with?
Puerek Monyengo Jala.
I think that'd be more like a lover's quarrel, because I think he's just obsessed with me. He keeps
I thought you were about to start complimenting his body. He did say you got that Hall of Fame recoil. That
Oh, so you're childish and don't ever that sound. I got.
That's what he said.
That.
That's what he said. Those are not my words.
Yeah.
Yes, he was very paused when he said that.
Again, I think he has some sort of weird obsession. He watches every story I post. He follows me randomly. I remove him as a follower. He'll follow me again. I can't with Flacco.
He don't even follow you through a burner. It's like through
his page, and I remove it as a follower each time. And then he'll post it, and I'll screenshot and post on my story. Like, this guy won't stop. I don't want to like block him. You get what I'm saying? But it's like I remove him as my follower. I don't know. That's he has a weird obsession with me.
In the past 90 days, you've said like 3 or 4 of your ex coworkers have wanted to get intimate with you. Can you?
That's not true.
You said something about Brick Baby.
Brick Baby said that he wanted me to prove that I'm gay. What are you talking? Brick Baby lied and told everybody that he came to my house, spent the night, and left at 7:30 a.m. Like, you guys need to ask these people why they saying that things about me.
I catch a lot of No Jumper content. I don't know how I missed that.
Oh, I posted a clip. He was on a stream with Sharp and Flacco, and he said like he came to my house, spent the night, and left at 7:30 a.m. I've never talked to him. No, I never. So don't say that about me. I'm telling you, I'm repeating what people said. You just quoted what Flacco said about me, and I just quoted what Brick said about me. So no, I'm not saying that my coworkers are interested in me. I'm saying what they said.
I'm just trying to nip this in the bud.
I've said it before. I'm not interested in no coworker.
Because I appreciate how honest you're being. Yeah. So this is gonna be a great interview. I think the clips are gonna do wonderful.
Crazy. Yeah.
I don't want to leave a stone unturned while I got you here.
Get your interviewer back on JR.
Thank you, man. You think I've been doing good this year?
You've been doing great. This is your first one back.
Yeah, I just mean in general with this podcasting shit.
I love all the content. I'm interested to hear something from the compilation.
Thank you, bro. You know I'm gonna be on tour with Shorty in March.
Really?
Yeah, with my artist
with Shorty.
With my artist Greedo Lex. You need to put her on the female report card.
Oh, that is in the works. Shout out to Jada Stokes. She's helping with that.
Oh my god, we got some crazy shit in the cut. We got
congratulations on that tour too.
Thank you, man. Honestly, shout out Shorty and his team. Like, that was the reason I went to Hawaii for my first time last year.
Really?
On tour with Shorty.
Yeah, I don't think I've been to Hawaii. That's what's up.
Bro, the only place that I think has better water than San Diego. Oh, God.
Okay.
Very good upselling point, in my opinion. And no sales tax. It's tight.
Really?
Yeah. You would fuck with it.
I would.
Yo, if both of them had a contract for like $250,000 for like a 3-month term for like a fake reunion series, who are you taking? Fake Community World or No Jumper? $250,000, 3 months.
3 months? I have to go back?
Fake the funk for 3 months. Make it look like
$250,000?
Yeah. Who are you going?
That is one of the best questions.
I really do this, bro.
I feel like if the shooting incident hadn't happened.
Why haven't you had me on your podcast?
I would, because you just watched our stream.
Thank you.
I would have you there now that I know that you watch it. But to answer your question, I feel like if the shooting incident hadn't happened, I had like 6 more months of reconstructing No Jumper to be more hip hop that I wanted to do. Like, I had a whole plan. Like, I had just got my own show where I was the moderator. Here we go again. And I had a plan to make that like the hottest hip hop debate show in the country. So I would have and then the shooting thing happened. So I would have liked to finish that out. I think just at Fig Community, they didn't like me. My co-hosts and none of them liked me. I feel like not everybody in the building, but a lot of people didn't like me because of my sexuality, and I could just feel it. So I felt worse at FMW, believe it or not. I felt like I was more liked in No Jumper, but it just had a more drastic ending versus this ending wasn't that bad, but I didn't feel liked.
And there were some people you had real chemistry on camera with, like Hellcat, for example.
Love Hellcat, shout out to Hellcat.
Like, there are some people that objectively, like, if that situation hadn't happened, you would probably still be doing
content
today.
I feel like they liked me more. Like, we just got along more. It wasn't like I walk in a room and everybody's upset, everybody's mad, they don't want me there. And that was my experience at FMW. It's like whenever I walk in the room, before the camera would start, it's like, oh, why are you here? We don't want you here.
Do you feel like they brought you there just to spite No Jumper after you left?
That could have been it. That could have been their play. But for me, it was about not losing the muscle. I knew that if I went a year without potting around other people, I wouldn't be able to do it because it took me a long time to lose the nervousness and anxiety to do that. That's why I always did my own thing. But now I'm back doing the Dan LA and Raport Car podcast and LA Rap Workshop. So I'm filming 3 times a week.
Hell yeah, I need to get on your program, bro. I'm going to get back to weekly, and then I'm trying to put it on the second series. Oh, my last question before we can get out of here. How hard was it for you to find your co-host? Because that's been my problem, dog. I'm not gonna lie. I just feel like people want to come on here for the wrong reasons, and I take my shit very seriously. And I'm not saying someone has to be a serious podcaster. They just have to be on time. Because I want someone who's like a contrarian to me, almost like someone who has interest in other things, can still do research on topics, but has a completely different train of thought than me.
Okay, to answer that question, I won't say I don't work well with others. It's just that I work really hard. And not everyone's willing to work hard. And I'm hard on people that you saw that happening reoccurringly on Fair to Say, where I was like, y'all not promoting, y'all not doing this. We not having pre-production.
I saw that on your episode today. You were talking about how you need to tighten things up on your show.
Yeah, I'm just a hard worker. I'm not perfect by far, but I am a hard worker. I give everything I do my best that day. And so any co-host I work with moving forward, they have to be hardworking. You have to be willing to go above and beyond. But I am happy that my cousin, my blood cousin, Auntie, she's my elder cousin, but
she's the one you didn't put on there because you said it would have been biased.
It'd have been like biased. People would have been like, it's a conflict of interest. And I explained that to her on and off camera. It's like, and I'm A&R her new project called Diva. We're dropping the cover tomorrow and it's dropping on Valentine's Day. So it's like I'm working with her on a day-to-day basis. Grading her on the report card would have been off kilter for me. But I'm happy to have her. And I also got my boy Corey, who's been my childhood friend since high school. He's the one who beat me in that race on the beach and in the push-up contest on Back on Fig. And we didn't have ribs.
Oh, I believe he beat you in the push-up contest. That just seems like it was an objective fact, but I bet you put a good fight.
It was 17, 18 push-ups. He got by one push-up, so relax. Yeah, so and then Jada Stokes from the LA Rap Workshop. So I like my cast right now. We might make some changes, but I'm fucking with the podcast right now. And then on Rap Report Card, it's just me and a rapper. So I still have that forum where I can go and just interview a rapper, and then I have a forum where it's like me, my cousin, my homegirl, and my homeboy, and we pod. So
that's fire, man. I'm really happy that you always find a pivot.
Got to. I'm gonna always do that. I promise you.
Oh, and side note, your whatever you did with King Pong, Go Leak in Asia, that photo shoot. That
commercial, the Rap Report Card commercial presented by King Pong. Shout out to King Pong. We doing a cipher. It got prolonged, but we do have a cipher coming soon. Shout out to King Pong. These back. Those are yours. These are the official presenter of the 2025 LA Rap Report Card, second year in a row. They made this all possible. All the content you see is presented by King Pong. Shout out to them because they've been an integral part in the Rap Report Card for the past year.
Can I come to the freshman list this year?
The freshman cover shoot? Yeah, that's not going to be until September, but yeah.
Yeah, you always have some of my homies on there.
Really? Yeah. What did you think of, before we end, what did you think about last year's cover with Dodie Six, Tommy TK, ATM Danny, Big Eve, Samad?
I think there was a lot of talent on there. I think Samad is actually the sleeper pick for me.
Gotta be.
On the whole list.
He's the one that he's going to go big. He's going to go big. He's from Compton, but he makes like softcore trap, Playboy Cardi type shit. He got the underground hype beast going crazy.
But it's like, we need that in LA because people always like downplay niggas like D Savage. D Savage can sell out more venues than almost any West Coast adjacent sounding nigga out here.
Shout out to D Savage. He asked to not be graded, but shout out to D Savage still. I love his music. And I think that you're right. That is a good analogy or comparison rather with Samad making that softcore trap type of sound, not traditional LA, but still capturing my attention.
Yeah, and the attention of people in like the Northeast and shit, like who listen to Summers and Autumn and Yeet.
So you're saying that Samad, D Savage make music that travels past Arizona?
Yes, they definitely do.
That's the goal. Or at least that's one of the goals.
Absolutely. You just have to know what frequency to hit. And you have to be objectively amazing to be able to do that on the West Coast. And not just your music, your performance, your personality. You have to be a full package artist.
That's the point of the report card, artist development, 12 categories. But shout out to Samad because I love that Inglewood record he got and Stop Rapping by Oxy.
Yeah, me Samad top 10. He's supposed to be coming up here soon.
That'd be fire. I can't wait to watch that.
Yo, do you know who's interview?
What?
Oh, he already talked about it. I'm gonna be doing Tapri Graham's first interview.
No, that's not his. I've interviewed Tapri Graham first.
First hour and a half long interview.
Okay, cool. He was on the
no, I ain't gonna take that from you.
Cover.
I know.
Yeah, I worked hard to get him out there. You know, he don't come outside.
He's about to do some shit for my tape.
That's good. No, shout out to Tapri Graham. He's from Long Beach, and that Jeans Only, that whole Justin Bieber tape, fire,
bro. That nigga's been going crazy. Can you believe he dropped a music video for the first time in 4 years?
Yeah, what can't. How do you say it's like 4 words? Can't stop something.
Can't Stop, Won't Stop or some shit?
Not Can't Stop, Won't Stop, but it's something like that. It's 4 songs, and he sent it to me a few months before it dropped, and it finally dropped in December. I love that shit.
No, fuck with G's.
Mm.
Big baby Booch in the black coupe. What else you got coming?
Oh man, we about to do every report card again. Detroit, Atlanta, female, Chicago.
There you
New York.
go.
Again, I have to announce this media partnership. We just working on the press release. The deal is done, but we're working on the press release. I can't wait till you guys see who I partner with. I partner with a legend from the East Coast that's about to level up my
Jermaine
platform.
Dupri.
He's from Atlanta.
Oh.
This is a hip hop executive. Even though Jermaine Dupri is an executive, this is a hip hop executive, a legendary one that I partner with and taking that to the next level. But I also have my LA Rap Report Card compilation coming. Ralphie's on the first single, Rap Report Card.
I saw that shit.
Yep. Second single, The Ghetto with Big Sad. I got Dodie 6 on there. T-Fly's on there. RJ is co-executive producing the project. So it's going to be fire.
I'm proud of you, man.
Thank you.
And I hope we can do some more shit in the future. I feel like we will, just organically.
San Diego Report Card. We got to get that ready by the spring, by March.
I want to have that out by my birthday. My birthday's March 1st, so.
Okay. Now that's March. We'll have,
That's
y'all
a nice
got
little
our
goal.
word, San Diego Report Card collab between me and JR coming before March 1st.
Hey, I'm going to turn this into a clip. Comment who needs to be on the San Diego Report Card.
Tag us.
Colorblind ENT, day in LA. Shit's finna go crazy.
Mm.
He's the one grading y'all. Leave me the fuck alone.
List,
I'm just giving
great.
him the
If
names.
you're not
I'm
on
putting y'all
there,
on.
it's on him. If you
Yeah,
got
so
an
put
F,
all the
it's on
names
me.
right here.
But y'all ain't gonna do nothing no way.
Yeah, and don't put your trash on me. I already know most of y'all niggas, so don't waste my time.
Yeah.
Just help me out if I forget a couple people.
Let's do like front and back, so like 40 something.
I already got a list of like 32, so
Okay,
yeah, it'll be
cool.
easy to fill out
Yeah,
the rest.
40 something, front and back.
But yeah, man, this was fire. It didn't even feel like an hour and a half.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I've been sitting here starving for an hour and a half.
Yeah, I'm about to go to Barney's Beanery and eat some pizza.
Pizza?
I like pizza. I really like pizza.
I want a quesadilla.
Bro, I've been eating like shit.
Tell me
like,
about it.
bean and cheese burritos, double cheese, no onions from Taco Bell, and a Mexican pizza with jalapenos with a Baja Blast freeze with the fucking... I get busy, but it's some bullshit.
But skinny people can eat like that.
Bro, I
and
eat
not
Little
gain
Caesars.
no weight.
Bro, I eat Little Caesars by choice.
That's crazy. But if I ate that, I would be as big as him. But I'm much smaller.
They got some new shit. Bro, the crust is the crazy bread.
Huh?
At Little Caesars, the crust is the crazy bread.
Nah, I ain't eating that. I'm not in the trenches like that.
I'm trying to put you on, bro.
I can't eat Little Caesars.
My nigga.
I can't eat Little Caesars. I go to Tumby's. I'm a Tumby's. Tumby's.
What the fuck is Tumby's?
You're not from LA.
I'm not.
He knows. No, it's one in Hawthorne too. He knows Tumby's.
You gotta put me
That's
on
one.
some fucking Tumby's after this, man.
Great pizza. Buffalo chicken pizza.
They got buffalo chicken there?
Buffalo chicken pizza.
That sounds bussin', nigga.
Tumby's.
I ain't even gonna lie.
You're an LA native. You know about Tumby's. Tumby's was where we used to go after school. We used to go to one in Westchester. Mm-hmm. Big ass pizza, New York style.
You know what you guys got out here? You got Dino's. I fuck with Dino's.
What is Dino's?
The chicken spot.
Oh, by the bridge?
Yup.
Nah, I've never been there.
I'm telling you, you're asleep. Bro, you gotta dip the chicken in its own juices. It sounds
We go
crazy,
to
but that shit's
Louisiana on
gas.
Sinella Beach. I ain't going to Dino's. I'll be in Louisiana. Don't get me talking about food, man. Cause food report card's coming soon. This is my co-host for the show. We're doing a food report card.
Okay, cool.
That's what we've been briefing
I
about
hope
the
you
whole
show
show.
these motherfuckers how overrated American Deli is. Those wings taste good, but they're tiny as fuck and they're
They're
not worth the price.
expensive.
They're not worth the price whatsoever.
They expensive. The price. The American Deli is pricey, but I it's a write-off on your taxes too.
They be bleeding niggas, bro. Tell them where they can find you, Dejon.
At Dejon Paul _ RapPortCards.com, Adan.LA, at Adan Magazine. I'm all over the place. Make sure you tap in my Adan podcast, Raport Card Podcast. I appreciate you guys.
Oh, we can tell you're all over the place.
Yeah.
I appreciate this guy, man. We got a lot of stuff coming this year. First episode back, Colorblind Conversation with Dejon Paul.
Loved it.
The critic, my guy.
Peace.
Don't forget to follow my boy. Stay updated with everything going on. Protect him if anyone is trying to press him from a different podcast at a festival or anything.
Oh my God.
And yeah, don't forget to like, subscribe, and let me know who you guys want on here next. It's been JR the AR with Colorblind ENT, and we are out of here.